Hey guys, Tad here from Attack of the Killer Podcast with a new Patreon exclusive bonus video for you, the awesome attackers. As always, thanks so much for being an attacker, for supporting the show, listening to the show, and leaving us some feedback, joining us for the horror hangouts. Everything that you guys do keeps us going, so we really do appreciate it. It's no surprise today I got something to show off. It sort of slowed down for me a little bit recently, but I know it's going to pick back up because NECA's releasing a lot of new horror stuff. They've been putting it out at our targets, but our targets really hit or miss. I think, I'm not sure, the vendor seems to be irregular, come out. It's hard to tell when they're going to stock the shelves. It seems like stuff sits there for months and then suddenly we get a new wave. People dig through it, buy all the good stuff, and then the old stuff is still sitting there, so it feels like no one's been there for a while. But strangely enough, I was there a few days ago, and they had the new poster version of NECA's King Kong, which is very ugly. Not my thing, but if somebody likes it and that's their thing, good for them. Then they had some new Back to the Futures. They had more Doc Browns, which I already have. And then they restocked the Toonie Terrors, but it was like the first or second series. They had a bunch of Michael Myers, which is just really strange. That's old stock, like really old stock. So it wasn't even like the Blood Tears version. It was the original. So I have no idea what the fuck's going on with our Target. But I'm always going to be checking there. I shop at Target pretty regularly without, even if they don't have new NECA stuff, I do a lot of grocery shopping and stuff there just because I like their store. But anyways, they did have something. I did some digging on the shelves and almost missed this guy. It's something that I've been on the lookout at our Target for a while. I think this came out like half a year ago. I don't know, maybe even longer, maybe a year ago or something. And it's so strange because, like I said, as far as I know, NECA's not doing restocks of old figures again, re-releasing them. So I really wish I could get in the back room of our Target and dig through some of their stuff. It feels like there is an old NECA box sitting back there, and that's how, and a new one or something, and that's how we got those Michael Myers figures and what I'm about to show you. So you've already read the description, you know what it is, so it's not like I should keep it a secret, but I got the Ultimate Flasher Gremlin from NECA. Once again, another Gremlin, once again using the same goddamn sculpt they've used for... I'm looking at my shelf. I have the Santa Gremlin, all the Carolers. They did a back to school and Olympics version. They just keep using, and genius of them, good for them, because look at me, the idiot that keeps buying these. Gamer Gremlin, then just Ultimate Gremlin, and I'm trying to think of what else they've used, but they just keep reusing the same basic Gremlin sculpt and putting different accessories on him and re-releasing him. Now, back when I started first collecting NECA's Gremlins line, they did have a flasher. So this is not quite a re-release. It wasn't an Ultimate Flasher. It was one in like a clamshell. So that's where I have some of the old ones. I do have Stripe, and he's the original. I have I'm sorry, I'm looking at the shelf, but they released Brain. They put out some really cool ones, and then when they figured out how they could make more money by calling them Ultimates with more accessories, they decided to re-release Flasher Gremlin, which the old one had, I think, like a rubber coat that just was sculpted open. And you know the scene because you see it right here on the cover or the box art, and you've seen it in the movie a million times. But yeah, they only had one of these, and this is one I've been looking for quite a while because I think the figure's really cool. The accessories are really cool. As you can see, has the scene on the front. It's almost hard to tell because from the side, the Gremlins figures all have the same thing, but Ultimate Flasher Gremlin down here, this is how I almost missed him. And the back has some really cool pictures of different poses and stuff. I like the pictures back here because it gives you some ideas on how to pose him. Now, these don't stand the best. They have limited articulation because of what they are. They're not really in scale with the other action figures, but I have like an army of Gremlins at this point, and they just released Greta, so I'm keeping my eye open at Target for Greta. Rod, if you see this and you see Greta, let me know because I'm on the lookout. That's one that they couldn't reuse the sculpt for. and that's why I think it took forever to come out. But like I said, this is the only one on the shelf, and he was the box is a little banged up, but you know that I'm gonna open this guy and display him. So here's a really cool picture. That's how, you know, ultimately you should pose the ultimate figure, with a sunglasses, cigarette, and him flashing. Pretty funny, but it's you know, your typical stuff. He comes with all kinds of accessories. He's got a mallet, extra hands, a deck of cards, some poker chips with some scattered cards, a hand puppet, a visor, a mug of beer, and I believe some sunglasses, but I don't see them in here right now. So I'll have to do some digging. They might have slipped out. Oh no, I see them up here in the corner. There's the sunglasses. I was a little worried there because people have been buying toys from Target, and then they take out the accessories and return them. But this guy looks minty fresh. The tape is sealed, and I'm gonna open him. And I don't have my little desk here to sort of open him on, so bear with me as I just use these wire cutters to dig through them. And I know, like, the mint on box collectors are watching this and crying because I'm just like going to totally destroy the box and you know, do my worst, I guess. But I don't care. And you can tell it's pretty fresh because that tag, they've moved on to these cardboard tags up here rather than the plastic ones, and they get damaged way easier than the old plastic ones. I'm actually pretty surprised in today's world that you can get like a Gremlin with a cigarette, because they're even like cutting cigarette smoking out of like Netflix shows and stuff. I see he's got a bunch already. He's got like cigarettes. I probably can't even show you on the camera, but the cigarettes have fallen out and they're sort of just hanging out at the bottom of the box. Those are going to be, oh yeah, I see, they're supposed to be taped up here in the corner or somewhere. But these are tiny little cigarettes with the ash on the end that are going to definitely be easy to lose. So I'm going to put them back here in the bottom of the box so I don't lose them. I don't know how many he comes with, but it looks like I see 3 here, and good for them, good on them for actually giving you extras instead of just 1, because you know those things cost nothing. Okay, I see 4 now. They cost nothing to make, and they should just throw in some extras. But it looks like, yeah, I got 2 more here, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them so far. But you can see he's got the little ash on the end. I have no idea how you get it stuck in his mouth. I guess he does have an articulated jaw. But we have, for accessories, we have a bow tie. You know, Chippendale. I mean, classic Flasher wearing a bow tie. I get him out of the package and then show you some more of the accessories. He's pretty caught up in there, but I have my cutters, which save so much time. Isn't it fascinating that you get to watch me cut a toy Gremlin out? Whenever you're watching this, I'm sure you have a million better things to do, but I appreciate you guys. And then, I don't know, like, I try not to just make these like boring unboxing videos, but I'm pretty good at doing that too. So with NECA figures lately especially, they're really fragile, so if you buy any, I highly recommend taking the time and making sure that you take care and make sure all the ties are cut, because here I am, I've got one stuck on his hand, and luckily he comes with extra hands if I did break him, but yeah, he's out. So like I said, your normal Gremlin sculpt that you've seen a million times. It's the same one, I believe, as all the others. Maybe a little bit different paint apps. He's got some really cool stripes and spots. But I sort of forgive NECA in this case because I know that I'm sure the movie puppets were all pretty much the same too. But the difference, like I said, between the Ultimate Flasher and the original Flasher is that he comes with an actual cloth trench coat. And he has little buttons that are sewn on there and some really nice stitching and a belt. I don't know. I'm someone who likes to put my figure in one pose and then leave him on the shelf. And so the idea of the cloth stuff, it doesn't really appeal to me as an upgrade, but it looks great. He has articulation in his torso, which I'll need to fix. He's a little mangled and looks a little weird, but maybe that's part of his charm. I don't know. These legs have always been sort of a pain in the ass to get the Gremlins to stand because they have almost too much articulation. He's got the hip articulation here, he's got knee here, and then he's got like a shin articulation and ankle articulation, and a lot of them are ball joints, and it's almost like the more you give them, the harder it is to pose them. But yeah, I mean, damned if they do and damned if they don't, right? But the ears are jointed, the head is jointed, the neck is ball joint, plus he has a joint at his actual head. They've got the hinged jaw, so he can bite down on a cigarette. He's got their wrists are ball joints. Then he's got elbow articulation, I believe, yep, and then shoulder articulation. So he's got tons of articulation. And then he comes with his hat, which these things never stay on because they're sculpted for a goddamn Gremlin action figure. But you can sort of see, yeah, he's got like an Indiana Jones hat. Like I said, he has a bow tie. And then we'll just go through these accessories. I've got a hammer. He's got like a sledgehammer. I'm trying to remember the scene exactly. I've seen Gremlins about 100 times probably. Got a sledgehammer that has like realistic wood paint on it, really cool. It's got the bug of beer that we have all seen from the movie. I'm always fascinated by how they get these things into the package, the way they sculpt these like vacuum form things. But he's got a realistic deck of cards that have a front and a back. And then, like I mentioned earlier, he's got poker chips and deck of cards spread out so it lays flat. He's got a visor that I don't know how you put on. Maybe you remove the ears. No, it doesn't have a removable strap, so I have no idea how that will go on his goddamn head. You have one extra hand, which I won't remove, and then we got a hand puppet, which you might remember that scene from the movie. Got a pair of wraparound sunglasses that will be pretty easy to put on him, and I will. And then we got a realistic mug of beer with foam at the top. So he can, like, you know, I think the other hand that's sculpted closed is to hold the beer, but, you know, he can hold the beer. I'm curious how the bow tie, I guess, yeah, you can pop these heads off, so I'm guessing that's how the bow tie and the visor go on. I'm betting the visor, maybe you can pop his ears off. I'm not sure. I'm not going to try it on camera because I'll probably break the damn thing and then look like an idiot. But I'll probably leave him with at least the shades on, because it sort of makes him look different than the other Gremlins, and those are cool and they fit on there really nice. I don't really know how to get the hat to fit on there right, but he'll take some messing around to get the actual coat to fit in his hand to be in the flashing pose. You know, I'm guessing sort of like this, where he holds it open, the trench coat, the classic, like, I'm a pervert wearing a trench coat and I'm flashing look. You got to make him sort of looking up and doing that type of thing to make him traditionally flashing. But yeah, really cool figure. Tons of accessories. The only ones, like I said, I don't have the limited school one or the Olympic one or the or the gaming one are the ones I don't have yet, and I probably would. If I saw the Olympic one or the back to school one somewhere, I might pick them up just because they're getting harder to find. But once again, the same sculpts from NECA over and over again. But this guy I highly recommend. He's really cool. I think he was like $25 or $30. I had a Target gift card that I used, and I really realized after I bought him that there was a circle deal for 25% off, so I sort of regret not grabbing that. But yeah, thanks again for supporting the podcast. Thanks for watching these ridiculous videos. I'm almost at 17 minutes of talking about a Gremlin toy, and you guys are my people, so I appreciate it. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time on Attack of the Killer Podcast.